The story of the Khmer kings under French colonial rule is a chronicle of a monarchy struggling to survive amid foreign pressure. The kings often found themselves in a delicate balance, forced to cooperate with their French protectors while trying to retain some semblance of authority and represent their people. Here is a chronological account of the Khmer kings during this period and their roles. 1. King Norodom, reign 1860 to 1904. King Norodom's reign marks the beginning of the French protectorate. As a new king, he was faced with a dire situation. Cambodia was caught between its powerful neighbors, Siam and Vietnam, who both sought to control it. Seeking French protection. To escape the encroaching influence of Siam, King Norodom made the fateful decision to seek protection from the French, who had already established a presence in Cochin China, southern Vietnam. In 1863, he signed a treaty with France, which officially made Cambodia a French protectorate. This act preserved Cambodia's territorial integrity and prevented it from being fully absorbed by Siam or Vietnam, but at the cost of its sovereignty. Struggles and resistance. Norodom's relationship with the French was often contentious. He was a deeply traditional monarch and resisted French attempts to modernize the country, reform the bureaucracy, and abolish slavery. This resistance led to the rebellion of 1885–86, led by his half-brother, Prince Cisawoth, which the French believed Norodom secretly supported. The French used this unrest to consolidate their power, and Norodom was forced to sign a new convention in 1884 that significantly reduced his authority, turning him into little more than a figurehead. 2. King Cisawoth, reign 1904–1927. When King Norodom died in 1904, the French, wary of Norodom's rebellious sons, passed over the traditional line of succession and chose his half-brother, Cisawoth, to be the next king. Cooperation with the French. Cisawoth was seen as a more pliant and cooperative ruler. Throughout his reign, he worked closely with the French administration and made little effort to challenge their authority. His cooperation was rewarded with a new palace, and the French pressured Siam to return the provinces of Monavong and Siem Reap to Cambodia in 1907, a move that bolstered Cisawoth's legitimacy in the eyes of his people. Patron of Khmer culture. Despite his limited political power, Cisawoth played a significant role as a patron of Khmer culture. He promoted the royal ballet and other traditional arts, even taking his dance troupe to a tour of France to showcase Khmer culture. This cultural preservation helped to maintain a sense of national identity during a period of foreign rule. 3. King Monavong, reign 1927–1941. King Cisawoth Monavong, the son of King Cisawoth, followed his father's path of cooperation. A ceremonial monarch. Like his father, Monavong was largely a ceremonial king with minimal political influence. All real power lay with the French resident general. His reign was a relatively quiet period in Cambodian history, but it was also a time when early nationalist movements and communist ideas began to emerge in the region, particularly influenced by the Vietnamese. The rise of nationalism. The end of Monavong's reign coincided with the outbreak of World War II and the Japanese occupation of Indochina. Monavong reportedly grew distressed by the events and the abuse of Cambodians, but was powerless to act. He died in 1941 during the Japanese occupation. 4. King Norodom Sihanouk, reign 1941–1955. The French once again bypassed the rightful heir, Monavong's son, and chose his 19-year-old grandson, Norodom Sihanouk, to be the new king. They believed his youth would make him easy to control. This turned out to be a grave miscalculation. The Royal Crusade for Independence. Sihanouk's reign was defined by his relentless pursuit of Cambodian independence. He skillfully used the political vacuum created by the end of World War II and the Japanese surrender to press for an end to French rule. Recognizing that France was weakened by its war in Vietnam, Sihanouk launched a royal crusade for independence in 1952–1953. Using international pressure, he employed a masterclass in political maneuvering by traveling abroad to countries like France, the United States, and Canada, using the international media to publicize his cause. He warned that if France did not grant Cambodia full independence, the country might turn to communism, a threat that resonated during the Cold War. His strategy was highly effective, and France was pressured into granting Cambodia full sovereignty on November 9, 1953, 1 year before the Geneva Accords. Legacy: Sihanouk's successful struggle for independence cemented his status as the father of independence in Cambodia. He abdicated the throne in 1955 to pursue a political career as head of state, but would later return to the throne in 1993, reigning until his final abdication in 2004. Post-war and First Indochina War. After Japan's surrender in August 1945, France attempted to reassert its control. However, it faced strong resistance, particularly in Vietnam, where Ho Chi Minh's Democratic Republic of Vietnam declared independence. This led to the First Indochina War, 1946 to 1954. Independence. The war ended with the decisive French defeat at the Battle of Dien Bien Phu in 1954. The 1954 Geneva Accords formally ended French rule in the region, recognizing the full independence of Cambodia, Laos, and a partitioned Vietnam.